Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll be going through tips on how you can survive and thrive within your relationship. A lot of us spend quite a bit of time with our significant other, and within that time there can be quite a lot of trials and tribulations and pressures mounted within a relationship. So if there's anything you can do to ease off that pressure, then this is the video for you. The term relationship focuses on the connection between two people, whether that be romantic or platonic. And there's that saying, we can't choose our parents, but we can choose our friends. Now, the choosing part of a relationship isn't always as straightforward as it seems, especially when it develops into a romantic connection. Let's remind ourselves, the main reason or the primary motivation in which we seek a relationship is to fulfill a need or a combination of needs. Now, those needs vary from person to person, but what I'm going to share with you now are just a few needs that I feel are the main ones in which we seek to fulfill within a relationship. The giving and receiving of love, intimacy or care, curing loneliness, companionship, security, having children, sexual fulfillment, power and control, personal growth, and even a need that we feel we need to fulfill are the pressures given to us by society and our parents. Most of us enter relationships spontaneously without even realizing why we are doing it. And a lot of the driving force for us at the start is what we expect a relationship to be like, what we want. We're wanting the romance, the lavish gestures. And what we fail to focus on is what we actually need as humans, which is happiness and love. It isn't until we go through trials and tribulations within our relationship where we really think about our needs and whether our needs are being fulfilled or not. We start to consider why we are actually in our relationship, and couples can become quite self-absorbed in terms of their own personal needs, which then can become quite dangerous because then they start forgetting about what the other person needs within the relationship. Now, this can have a positive or negative outcome depending on how the situation is handled. So what I've got for you now is I've got some tips in which you can ensure you maintain to survive and thrive within a really positive relationship. So the things for you to remember as the pressures mount up and things are thrown upon you in your relationship are: point number one, the needs in a relationship change. The things that you might have needed at the start of your relationship during the honeymoon period, as we call it, won't be the same as what you need right now, depending on whatever stage you're at, whether you are 6 months into your relationship, a year, 10 years, 15 years, 50 years. It doesn't matter. Your needs will always change depending on the stage that you are at within your relationship. And that is something for us to respect and to understand as well, that the sort of behaviours that we possibly shared and demonstrated at the start of our relationship will not be the same right now. Another thing we can do in order to maintain a positive and thriving relationship is to always analyse what we need. So analyse what you need and then make sure you communicate it with your partner. They are not a mind reader and your needs will continuously change. So make sure you really reflect on what do you need and communicate that fairly so that you can really work on building this future and building this relationship together. Be realistic. Nobody can 100% fulfill their partner's needs and expectations. So what we need to realise as individuals is we will try and understand them and we'll try and meet them as best as we can. But give yourself a break and be realistic. Your partner will not be able to fulfill all your needs. Some of your needs you'll have to fulfill yourself for your own personal growth. But as a couple, as a companionship, with that communication that you're going to now work on as a couple, you need to be able to understand that you are not going to be able to fulfill all theirs and they are not always going to fulfill yours. It's all about communication, figuring out what you can work on together and moving forward. And point number 4, something that I've learned over the years with my relationship with my husband as well is needs are different for different people. So something that I might need within the relationship, my husband won't, and vice versa. But the whole point in what makes a thriving relationship is understanding that person's needs and working as best as you can as a team to meet them. Relationships are difficult at the best of times. So the key thing for you to remember is discussion and compromise are going to be the main things that you can do in order to make your partner feel that their needs are being met. Always remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to your relationship as well. Really nurture it, really give your relationship the time it needs in order to develop to where you want it to be. Things do not happen overnight. Things take a lot of time and effort, compromise and communication. So really allow yourself that time and really respect your relationship enough to allow it that time. If you require any more information or any more advice or support when it comes to your relationships, and it doesn't just have to be a relationship with a partner, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, it can be a platonic relationship. You know, there are other relationships in our lives which can be quite volatile and quite fragile as well. So if you'd like any help, support or advice on how to really survive and thrive any other of your relationships, then please do reach out. So feel free to book a free 30-minute consultation with myself. And remember, the whole purpose of a relationship isn't to find someone who completes you, it's to be with someone who you can share your completeness with. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.